Hello. Welcome to Philosophies of Life, Philosophies 100 online. I'm going to be your professor for this next 8 weeks. I'm Dr. Tanya Randall. You can call me Dr. Randall, or you can call me Tanya. You can call me Professor Randall. Any of those are fine. I decided to make this little video just to introduce myself to you, let you get to know me in a sort of face-to-face way, kind of, a little bit, and then maybe tell you a few things that might come in handy for doing well in the course. So first, a little bit about me. I live here in Davenport with my husband, and this little cutie, our 2-year-old son, Aspen. We also have a really old dog. She's about 14 years old now, Luna. I grew up here in this beautiful mountain town, Flagstaff, Arizona. I went to college there also. After college, I moved away from Arizona to Atlanta, Georgia, where I did graduate school for 3 years at Emory University. After graduate school, I moved to Green Bay, Wisconsin, where I taught at St. Norbert College for about 3 years. It was really cold there after moving from Atlanta, that's for sure. Let's see. After living in Green Bay for 3 years, I moved to Davenport in 2012, and I have been teaching here at St. Ambrose University since 2012. So that's probably enough about me. If you have questions, feel free to ask. But let me just go through a few tips for things you need to know to do well in the course. So as you know, this is an online accelerated course, and online courses are challenging for many reasons, especially at St. Ambrose, because they're accelerated. So you're taking the same course and getting the same credit as a student who takes Philosophy 100 in the normal face-to-face 15-week class in a traditional classroom setting. So you're going to have the same sort of workload expectations. You're going to have to do the same assignments and the same stuff that a student in a traditional class would do, but you have to do it in 8 weeks, and you have to do it without any classroom meeting time. So let's think about what a traditional class looks like. So in a traditional class, you meet for 15 weeks. You meet for 2.5 hours a week in the classroom, so that's 37 hours of in-class time. You would be expected to do a bare minimum of 4 hours a week outside of class. And that's not my requirement, that's just sort of the definition of what 3 credit hours looks like by national standards. So if you're doing a minimum of 4 hours a week and it's 15 weeks, that's 60 hours total of out-of-class homework, things like that. So if you're a traditional student in a traditional 15-week class, you would be expected to put a very minimum of 97 hours total for the class. But you're not a traditional student in a traditional 15-week in-person class. You're taking an online 8-week accelerated class. So you still have to do the same number of hours a week, so 97 hours, but you have to do it in 8 weeks. So that's 12 hours a week. And remember, that's the minimum. That's the minimum you should expect to put into this class, 12 hours a week. So the other thing that makes online classes a little bit trickier is that it's really up to you. There's a lot of responsibility on you to take the initiative, to manage your time, to seek out help when you need it. You're not in class with me 3 hours a week for me to remind you to do things or to go over assignments with you. So online classes place a lot of the responsibility on the student for taking the initiative and for managing their time. So I'm going to give you some pieces of advice for how to do that well. Of course, first of all, keep in mind that this is a minimum of 12 hours a week time commitment. And so make sure that you set aside enough time each week. And don't plan on doing all of the work on the weekend. It doesn't work like that. If you take a look at the schedule, which is posted on Blackboard, or the syllabus, both of those are posted on Blackboard, you're going to notice that there are due dates throughout the week. There are going to be things that are due Tuesday, Friday, and then things that you can do over the weekend. So I know maybe it would be easier on you if I just made all the homeworks and everything for each week due at the end of the week, but I can't do that because the assignments sort of build on each other. So you need to do the first assignment to help you prepare for the second assignment, and those assignments help you prepare for the online discussion that happens over the weekend. So I just can't make everything due at the end of the week. So when you're managing your time, get really familiar with the due dates and deadlines for each week and plan accordingly. Make sure that you give yourself enough time to do each of those assignments. And don't wait till the last minute to do them either. If you wait till the last minute, then if you need help, chances are I might not be, online at 11 o'clock p.m. on Friday night, and so you may not get help. So at least look over the instructions, sort of figure out what the assignment is asking you to do well before the due date so that you can ask me questions. I'm more than happy to help you with questions, things like that, but you have to plan accordingly. Don't wait till the last minute to do things. Okay, the next piece of advice is that you get really familiar with our online classroom. Go to Blackboard, scroll through it, go to the Start Here page. That'll give you the syllabus, it'll give you the weekly schedule, and then just click through everything. Make sure you know how to turn in assignments, and if you have any questions, go to the discussion board. There's a thread called General Questions and post them there. I really strongly encourage you to post questions on that General Questions forum because chances are your classmates are going to have the same questions as you, and if you post them there, then I can answer the question for everybody, whereas if you just email it to me, then not everybody has access to the answer. Follow up with me if there are glitches on Blackboard, assignments that aren't showing up, things aren't working right, or just you have questions, you don't know what's going on. Just follow up with me. Get in touch with me, ask me. I will do my best to correct any sort of glitches as soon as possible, answer your questions as quickly as I can. Let's see. Ask questions about the course material itself. We're going to be reading philosophy, and it's not like reading a news article. It's not like reading a novel even. It's dense. There's a lot there. So just please post questions that you have about the course material. I want to help you, but I don't know what you don't understand unless you ask me about it. And that's one of the ways where this sort of responsibility is on you, because we're not meeting in a class where you can raise your hand and ask me, so you gotta post. You gotta post to that General Questions discussion forum if you have questions about the reading material or about the lectures. Please let me know. This is important. I think that I need to say this to all of my students and all of my classes, but read and follow the instructions for the assignments. I think students and adults and everybody just get something and then they just start doing it without really going through the instructions. And you're going to do much better if you read the instructions and follow them carefully, because I'm looking for very specific things. This will be particularly important in our online discussions, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. It's not just a say whatever you want kind of discussion. There's very specific instructions for how to comment, how to respond to each other's comments, because again, I'm trying to develop certain skills and certain sorts of ways of interacting with the reading material. So read and follow instructions carefully. Okay, now I want to talk just a little bit, and I promise I'm almost done, about some specific features of this course that might be a little bit different from other online courses that you've taken at Ambrose. So I want to tell you about this a little bit. So first of all, it may or may not be coming through that I am a little bit wary of online courses. I really prefer to get to know my students face to face, to have that personal interaction, to have really good conversations in class where students are talking to each other and talking to me. That I love that part about teaching philosophy, and that's really hard to emulate in an online class. It's really hard to capture that. So I'm going to do my best to try to get some of that personal discussion, interaction as much as possible in an online course. So the first thing I want to say to you is if you live in Davenport, if you live on campus, if you live close to here, come in person to my office hours. Come meet me. Come say hello to me. Get to know me face to face. If you have questions about the reading assignments, the best thing to do is to come in and talk to me in person during office hours. I'm also happy to set up a video chat using, like, we can do it with your school Gmail account. But my office is in Ambrose Hall, room 318. My office hours this semester are Monday 12 to 1, Tuesday, Thursday 2 to 3, Wednesday 10 to 12, and Friday 11 to 12. But I'm available a lot of other times as well, so if those times don't work for you, but you do want to come meet with me or you want to set up a video chat, email me, let me know what times you're available, what times work for you, and we'll go from there. But I will make it happen. I'm open to the idea of setting up a sort of in-person optional reading circle if several of you would like to find a time to meet, maybe in the evenings one day of the week or something, to talk about and talk through the reading assignments. I would be really open to doing that. So just send me an email with availabilities if that is something that you would like to do. Now here's the other thing. We're going to have our discussions on Facebook rather than on Blackboard. I have not had good luck at all getting online students to have real substantive philosophical conversations on Blackboard. First of all, you have to click and click and click to get to other people's discussion posts, and then students just kind of say things like, oh, I really like what you said, but there's not a lot of follow-up, there's not a lot of back and forth, there's not real conversation happening. I've tried this once before where we did it, our discussions on Facebook, and it worked a lot better. The discussions got a lot deeper, people responded and were more engaged in the discussion when we did it on Facebook. So I've set up a Facebook group for this class. You are required to join it and participate in our online discussions. That means that if you don't have a Facebook account, you're going to need to set one up. It can be just for this class. You can delete it at the end of the semester if you don't like Facebook. That's fine. But I really do think that Facebook discussions work a lot better than discussions on Blackboard for getting people to have real conversation, real philosophical debate. So that's my way of trying to make up for you missing the in-class discussion that we would have. Okay, well, I think that's about it for this class. Again, please get to know the Blackboard online learning environment really well, and I encourage you to start working on the class early. Start reading the novel. Oh, let me show you this. This is the required text for the class, Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. You really do need to have it, and I would encourage you to even get started reading it sooner. But again, welcome to the class. I think that it should be a good semester, and let me know if you have any questions. Okay.